can dive directly into the creation of a template. I'm going to create a few vHBA templates because I also have a few vSANs to cover. First of all, I select, do I want to run this vHBA across Fabric A or Fabric B? If I select Fabric A, the drop-down box is going to show me the vSANs that are available in Fabric A. If I select Fabric B, the drop-down box is going to update and show me vSANs in Fabric B. So very intuitive. So this template, I'm going to call them A1, because that's the first vSAN in Fabric A. And here I can select, do I want an initial or an updating template? Now, how many times do I change a vHBA? Probably never. So initial templates are usually good here. What is the port worldwide name here? Well, I'm using Fabric A, so I want to use my pool that I configured for Fabric A. Do I set a QoS policy? No, I don't, because by default the traffic is going to end up in the FC queue. And that's when I'm done. Fabric A2, do the same thing. It's going to run on port worldwide name Fabric A. Okay. Fabric B1. That's going to run on port worldwide names for Fabric B. B2. Worldwide name for B. Okay. So 4 vHBA templates. I created them all initially. An initial template because I don't really care on updating my vHBA because I'm never going to change anything about this. Now that is different for my vNIC templates, of course. So I have quite some more configuration to do here. So the first one is I'm going to call this data for A. So what I mean here is that I'm going to run it across Fabric A. I will not do failover because I don't care about failover. I will make sure that my system will do failover. And I'm going to enable all the data VLANs. Like we talked about yesterday with disjoint layer 2, VLANs can never overlap between the different joints. Now the question here is, do I want to run a native VLAN or not? So by default, of course, the default VLAN is native. But if I do not select one of the buttons, no VLAN will be native. So all the things, I'm just going to expect that to be tagged. Of course, if you are going to run jumbo frames in any of your QoS queues, be sure to set that here. Now the fun part is that I cannot set the MTU size to 9216 here. There is no specific reason why this would not work, but Cisco says the servers usually never go over 9,000 bytes. So what a server operating system can send maximally is usually 9,000 bytes. So that's the maximum that we're going to support here. So which MAC pool do I want to use? Well, I'm running it on Fabric A, therefore I select Fabric A. By the way, this target here is always adapter. That's adapter fax or VM fax. I'm never going to use VM fax here. Oh, and I'm going to make this an updating template, of course, because I do want to add VLANs from time to time. Now I'm going to trust the traffic coming from this link. So that means that I'm going to trust the 802.1p bits on this link. I'm going to enable CDP on the link. So I'm going to use that policy and then I'm done. So you see, I can't even manually specify it. I have to use a policy here. So everything is configured in policies. Now I'm going to run DMZ, or I'm going to run data VLANs on Fabric B as well. Updating. Also enable jumbo frames. MAC B. Trust the traffic and enable CDP. and I'm going to add a DMZ vNIC. For the DMZ traffic, I will primarily run that across fabric A, and only in case of failure, I want to use fabric B. So I'm only going to present one vNIC for the DMZ VLANs. So here is, I'm just going to type in 1. This is just an administrative value. That 9216 is going to do something with the configuration. And to be exact, it's going to set the QoS policy, right, as it should be. Show policy map system type network. So that 9216 is the actual value that will be configured in the QoS policy. But that 9000 byte setting here on the vNIC, that's only an administrative thing that I specify for in the software. This is not an actual MTU size that I configure somewhere. So on the vNIC later on, when you see that enabled, you will not see that 9000 bytes as being the MTU size. It's only an administrative thing. Just like the bandwidth setting on an interface, it's only administrative. Now DMZ traffic, I want to put that in a gold network and of course enable CDP on it. All right, so I created 3 vNIC templates with all different VLANs connected there. So that is my networking side of the configuration. Created some templates, created some policies. So that was my second step in the whole process. So I created vNIC templates and vNIC policies. So that was my third step. So I did my first 3 steps in the creation of my server.